Okay, I don't know if you've ever had any issues on this one, but worst cooking injury. You ever
Cooking
been injured while?
injury. Yes, I have actually. Once. So I'm gonna just go with that because that was the only one that I have. Um, about a year ago, I was making a chocolate cake. And it's not like a typical chocolate cake where you got like, like icing and like layers and all this decadence. It's a pretty simple, and it's actually, and I know I'm saying this on FoodTribe, and I'm not a huge uh, fan of a lot of these dishes. That's just me. I'm not trying to discriminate against the vegan community, but I'm not a huge fan of a lot of vegan dishes. But this chocolate cake is actually vegan, and it is the most delicious vegan dish I've ever had. I was making it for a friend. It was her birthday, and we were having her family over for a nice dinner, nice birthday dinner. And I was making this cake, and I was taking it out of the oven, and I think you know what happened.
You know where you're going. I've done the same thing.
I no, but the thing is, I had oven mitts, but I think one of the oven mitts was like a faulty oven mitt. I didn't, you know how oven mitts have that kind of like black bit that kind of absorbs the heat. Well, the oven mitt that I had on my left hand, yeah, this hand, um, was didn't have that like black uh strip on it, so it wasn't like completely heat protected. It was just the cloth. It was just the woven cloth, so it didn't like protect my hand very well from the like 350-degree oven and the like glass baking pan that this cake was in. And as we know, glass gets freaking hot. When you put it in the oven, it gets hot. So I had this like titchy little cloth oven mitt, and it wasn't doing it. I might as well have just stuck my hand in the oven without anything. It was useless. And let's just say, of the following few hours, I had my hand in a nice big glass of ice. Um, yeah, but I made the cake. They enjoyed it, so that's good. But it was at cost. It was at the cost of my hand.
Well, it wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. That's still bad. I know when you burned yourself, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Mine, I was probably I'm going with 11 because I'm guessing somewhere 10 to 12. So we'll just split it in the middle and call it 11. I was making brownies, and now they weren't homemade, y'all. They was some Betty Crocker out of box. Okay, I was 11. Okay, let's get
Yeah.
real.
You ain't
I
no
was
master
making Betty
chef yet.
Crocker. I was Betty Crocker. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had put them in the oven, and my grandpa had showed up with a load of firewood, and I was out front on the front porch stacking firewood while my brownies were in the oven. Like I said, I was 11, and it was up to me to get this done. And so anyway, I was out unloading firewood and getting it stacked on the porch and all this, and it hit me that I was so busy doing that. I was like, "Oh, my brownies!" And I, being 11, young kid, I bolted through the house real fast, yanked the oven door open, and grabbed the metal tray of brownies with my bare hand,
Oh
and went to pull them
no.
out. And yeah, I lost all the skin on the tips of my fingers when, yeah. Uh,
Oh
I
no.
They landed on the door of the oven. I didn't lose the brownies, y'all. But anyway, I did lose the skin on my fingers on that one. They
Ooh.
yeah, they peeled right off. I learned, yeah, I learned at a young age, don't grab stuff out the oven. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and then not only did I lose the skin on my fingers, I still had to go out after I got my brownies out of the oven to go back to stacking firewood. So yeah, that was no bueno. That was uncomfortable
That
at that.
must have been so painful. I mean, I
Yeah.
I didn't lose any skin when I burnt my hand, but it was painful as heck. So yeah, I'm just imagining how painful it would have been if you actually had like peeling skin. Yeah, that. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. My fingers peeled for days after that to try to
Oh.
heal. That
Oh.
actually isn't the worst thing that's happened to me.
You mean it gets worse? Oh God, Doug.
I look. I would willingly do that one again compared to what happened to me. As you all know, FoodTribe, I love cooking over top of fires. That's my thing. I love fire. And I had made a fire outside in my pit that you all have seen, and I was making chili outside. I just wanted it. It was hot and it sounded good, and I was trying to infuse some smoke flavor from the fire into it. Just old school pot of chili done to me properly. And I was outside adding some ingredients in, and I had taken a big cook spoon with me, and it had a rubber grip handle on it. And I didn't think nothing about it. It was supposed to have been like, them high temps or whatever it was. And I didn't think anything about it. So I took it outside and I was mixing some stuff in, and there was something I had forgot. This has been probably 10 years or so ago now, maybe a little longer ago. And I ran back in the house to grab some things I needed. And I just wasn't worried about it, I guess. And I was taking a little longer, and I looked out to check on it, and the flames had actually popped up past my grate and was kind of as high as my pot itself. And I thought, oh, okay, that's boiling, I bet. And I forgot that I looked, and my spoon, the big spoon I had taken out, was still in the pot. And I thought, oh, no, that ain't good, because the flames were literally just touching the handle of it. And there again, like as a kid, I bolted out the back door, thought I gotta go save the spoon. And I grabbed what I thought was, well, actually it wasn't rubber, it was plastic. I'm sorry, it was a plastic handle. And I snatched the handle, and it had sort of liquefied. It was hot and had melted. And I snatched it, and it literally fused to my hand immediately. And so I had to pry my hand off of the spoon. And when I did, I had molten black plastic embedded into my hand. And I had a permanent handprint where my hand was around the plastic part of the spoon. And yeah, it became a thing. Well, I had to run inside. Man, that hurt. Let me tell you, it was burning because the plastic was still on my hand. I threw the spoon and literally chucked it. Just once I grabbed hold of it, I got my hand free of it. It went. And I had to come in, and I thought, first of all, you got to think, your hands on, molten plastic in your hand. And I had to make the split decision. Do I try to peel this stuff out and get it out of my hand while it's still molten hot? Because while it's that hot, it's pliable. I might be able to get it off. Or do I run cold water over it? Well, me being me, I took the bright idea, let's do the cold water, because it was burning so bad, y'all. Oh, it hurt so bad. And when I would go to close my hand, you could hear it just from the plastic where some of it was starting to harden. And I knew better than to put it under cold water because my cousin is a trauma nurse. And that's one thing she always told me is if you get a really bad burn, do not use cold water. Use actually kind of warmish water and then slowly work to cooler water. So I turned both faucet things on, hot and cold, to get a neutral kind of water and put my hand under it. And it immediately turned solid. Solid because of the plastic. And I was pulling it out. So I had dents through my hand where this plastic had literally burnt through my hide of my hand. And I should have went to the hospital. I really should have. I don't like hospitals, so I didn't go back. And my hand, I was truly concerned that I had done permanent damage to my hand. I kept that spoon for the longest time. And I cringed every time I seen it and picked it up because I could remember that pain. and it was so horrible. And I went to go find it because I was actually going to do a FoodTribe story about it and show it, because you could see a perfect handprint of my hand in it whenever I grabbed it, and tell the story of that spoon. And when I asked my wife where that spoon was at, she threw it away. So it's like, no, dadgummit. But yeah, for the rest of that day, I could care less about the chili I was fixing, and I was literally just trying to pull chunks of plastic out of the hide of my hand. And yeah, that hurt, y'all. That was horrible. So.
Oh, and here I was thinking that my 350-degree hand with my freaking vegan cake was bad. Oh no. That's like, that is like one of those scary Halloween stories that you tell like little kids.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was probably some of the. I've had a lot of painful things in my life. That's up there. That was up there. Believe it or not, though, I did actually finish the chili, and ate it that night.
Hey, true spirit, man. Yeah, keep it going.
This time I took a metal spoon out with me. I had to finish cooking it with one hand because this one was, gone. It wasn't working. You talk about losing skin. I was losing skin to the point it was just straight bleeding because it was just so bad. My hand healed for almost a month. I just kept losing hide. So like I said, I probably should have went to the hospital. If you ever do something like that, go to the hospital. Don't do what I do. Just go to the hospital. Just go on.
Yeah.
That was I don't recommend that.
Sounds awful. Oh.
So, okay, moving on to the next question. How did you find FoodTribe? I think this one comes from Zara, by the way.
Okay, well, so I found FoodTribe. Well, I found DriveTribe. So I think maybe to get the full context, I should go into how I found DriveTribe, and it'll lead into how I found FoodTribe. It'll make sense. But so beginning with DriveTribe, I think August of 2018. I think maybe like July or August of 2018. I was home alone one day, with nothing to do. And I was like just scrolling through my phone trying to find something to entertain myself with. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go onto the App Store and like maybe find a fun app to download, maybe like a game or something, and try to keep myself entertained. And so I was going through the App Store and I was going and I finally found something called DriveTribe, and I'm like, oh, what's that? That sounds cool. So I click on it. You know how the Google Play Store has the description of what the app is. So I was looking through the description, I was reading it, I was like, oh, that sounds cool. It's founded by James May and Jeremy and Hammond. That sounds awesome. So I downloaded it immediately, make an account, I think the very first post I did was of a McLaren 570S my dad and I had rented about a month prior to that, for a couple days, because I had just finished middle school and it was kind of like his gift to me, like, oh, let's go into McLaren for a couple days, have fun, since you graduated middle school. And I'm like, okay. So I found that photo, I posted it, and then Ben Koenig was like, oh, hey, welcome to DriveTribe, as he used to do. He was always a great guy. I don't know I think he might be off DriveTribe now. Maybe he's like less active, but he was a great guy. But yeah, anyway, so that's how I found DriveTribe. And then fast forward to, I think, let's say about a year later. Let's say like July or maybe fall of 2019. I had been posting because back before the days of FoodTribe, there was a couple of food-related tribes on DriveTribe. There was a tribe for drinks, and there was a tribe for food, and it was literally called Food Spotting and Drink Spotting. So I had been posting a few things to each of these tribes, and then I was like, I wonder if there's like a different app that I could post these onto. Like maybe there's like a food app that that the trio have also founded that maybe I could like post post all my food spots to. And so again, went onto the App Store and was looking through trying to find any food app, and there was, it popped up FoodTribe. I'm like, okay, so they did make an app. That's cool. So downloaded it, and well, that's pretty much it. Downloaded it, and then my account transferred and everything, and been posting ever since. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Well, definitely, you know, of course, as always, glad you're still there and found it. That's cool. Mine, I have told my story before, so I'll just give the really quick edited version. I found FoodTribe. I was already on DriveTribe. Uh, I had heard rumors that they were, you know, pondering making a food-based version of it, you know. And one day I was on my phone and I was going through actually Super Food, and they said, you know, today FoodTribe launches. It was kind of with that announcement that it launched. And I was like, oh. So I ran over, like you, to Google Store and looked it up, and sure enough, there it said. And I was like, yep. And I downloaded it just to check it out to see, you know, because like I said, I was on DriveTribe. I wanted to see what the things were, and realized that, yeah, this is exactly like, well, if anybody who's on DriveTribe day one, that's exactly what it looked like. It was like, wow, okay, this looks identical to old school DriveTribe. The quick version is I had no intentions of keeping the app. I just wanted to check it out and see what it was like compared to DriveTribe. And now, almost 2 years later, here I am. So I'm still here. I literally planned on deleting the app that day. I downloaded it just to see what it was all about and show it to somebody I know and that I thought would really enjoy it. So I thought, well, I'll show it to them. And once I show it to them, I'm just going to delete it. I never did. That's the quick version. I'll leave a link to my story if anybody's actually interested in going and reading that nonsense. But anyway, I'll leave a link to it in the description for anybody who's actually truly interested in how I ended up here. So that's a long story. So I'll go ahead. I forgot to the food injury one come from Helena. So there you go, Helena. Yeah. And if you know our friend Fulana Food Burglar,
oh yes.
Yeah, Fulana,
Oh yeah.
he wants to know what your favorite pastry is.
Favorite pastry? Oh, that's a good question. That's again gonna be a difficult one because I love sweets just as much as I love savory food. Pastry. It's gotta either be a scone or a Danish for me. I think like a nice. I don't have any. Maybe like a nice peach Danish or something. Like a nice. Yeah, I don't know. Some kind of Danish. So maybe like a blueberry scone. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Mine would be. I see. Now this is where I get in trouble because my true love, and I know everybody thinks it's burgers, but it's really not, man. When you get into donuts and pastries and those, I'm cupcakes. Oh, look, I'm in trouble. The worst thing I can ever do is walk past the bakery. That's the
it's like Joey when he was doing his David souffle. He'd walk past the chocolate stuff and go, ooh.
Then you know you're in there and you've spent every dime you have on you, and you're like, "Oh no, this ain't good."
Now I've got a mountain of chocolate, and I got nowhere to put it because I have nowhere to live now because I'm broke.
Yeah. To put it in perspective, when I was working at a factory here in town, my wife now. Girlfriend then we used to ride to work. I used to ride to work with her, and I would have her because I had done this when I had worked as a maintenance man before, and I literally worked next door to this donut shop. It's called Kathy's Donuts, and I used to work next door to it. And that's the most dangerous thing for me because every day I was in that donut shop buying stuff. Well, I knew the lady who owned it. And she actually not only owned it, but she run the place. And we got to know each other. So at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, I would go by, stop in, and I would tell her, hey, got any day old donuts? Because literally, she would just give me the day old donuts. Instead of giving the reduced price, she would literally just go through and start chucking them all in the bag. And I would end up with anywhere from 3 to 4 dozen donuts at one time. And I would eat every one of them unless they had chocolate. And she knew better than to give me the chocolate ones because I didn't eat chocolate. So she wouldn't give me those ones. But all the others I would eat. And I ate every one of them, usually before noon.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I usually have almost 2 dozen of them now before I got to work. So I love donuts, y'all. That's my weakness. As I've gotten older, I've learned to control it because, well, it's not healthy. So donuts of any kind would be mine. There's a little bakery here in town, and they make the absolute most wonderful. It's a little powdered donut with this amazing, it's not whipped cream, but there's some kind of cream in the middle of it. And it is, yeah, that's my drug of choice right there, boy. And they only make so many of them. So once they've made them, that's it. That's it. So, yeah, that's probably my favorite. I honestly can't remember what they're called, but it comes from a little bakery called New System Bakery here in town. It's a little mom and pop shop. And those things are absolutely heavenly. So, yeah. So, that, yeah.
Donuts, that's a good weakness to have. I mean, well, it's good because it tastes good, but maybe it's not so good for the health side. But yeah, it tastes good though. So yeah. Speaking of donuts, there's a new donut shop. I want to say about 10 minutes away from me called Voodoo Donut. I don't know if you get that up in Ohio, but those let's just say when they opened up, and we were talking about new restaurants opening up and they're having trouble. When these people opened up, they had no trouble at all. Okay, the drive-through line was backed up. There's a street. There's a one-way street that goes like straight by the side of Voodoo Donut, and so here we'll draw a little mental image. So here's the donut shop, and then you've got your drive-through line on the side. And then here's this one-way street going this way past the donut shop. That one-way street, the left lane of it would be completely backed up, and even the street that runs perpendicular to it, it's called Washington Street. Even bits of that street, past the light and stuff at the intersection, would be completely backed up, with people waiting to go up to the drive-through line to go and get Voodoo Donut.
Wow.
One day I was late for work because of the traffic caused by Voodoo Donut.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry you was late for work.
And it was like a month old. The shop's like a month old. It had only been there for like a month, and it was causing complete traffic havoc. It was insane. Yeah.
Wow, so. That's crazy. I know I was living in Lynchburg, Virginia, and there I'm 100% positive. Somebody might prove me wrong, but I'm 100% positive that there's a grocery store called Harris Teeter all around the South. I don't know if you got them in Texas. They might be in East Coast.
I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, there's these grocery stores. We don't even have them here in Ohio. Anyway, but it's called Harris Teeter. And I had never been in one. And I had some friends that was from the South, Georgia, and that area. And it was like, oh, we got to go in here because they have them down there. And when I lived in Georgia, sure enough, they're down there. And they went in and they knew I loved donuts. And he's like, we want you to see something. And I'm like, okay. And I seen they was taking me toward the donut section, and they all started chuckling and laughing. And he's like, this is where Doug goes crazy and all this other stuff. And I was like, what? And they have a thing called a Texas donut. and it's nothing more than a plain glazed donut. But this thing is bigger than my head. It is. It's probably no joke this thick, and it is probably. Oh God, you could almost put your head through the hole of the donut. It's that
Oh
big.
man.
And and they sell these things. And I started tripping, and I was like, oh. And then I was going to order a half a dozen. Like, you're crazy, but I did walk out of there eating one though. I was just
Shout out.
I've never seen another one since, but I used to love going in there, and I knew better than I would order them all the time. They were crazy expensive, but they were fantastic. I usually just went in because for the same amount of money, you could buy like dozens of normal glazed donuts, but
You can buy enough food for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but just you had to do it, so it was just such a novelty. So, the next question would be, I done went brain numb on who asked. Oh, I think Christy Sanders asked, "What's your inspiration for any recipes you make?"
Would this have to be like ones that I've come up with myself?
Right.
I'm not sure I can fully answer that because I haven't actually. Well, except for I guess one. No, I guess I do have one. That's not actually like a full meal. Okay. Story time, everyone. Story time. Christy, everyone watching this, get ready. Maybe get a trash can next to you because it will get a bit nasty at some points, but it is funny. This is not actually a meal. This is not food. I do not recommend that you actually eat this, but it is fun to make. So, so February of I don't know how I still know this day, but I think mid-February of 2019. Me and a couple of friends were over at my house, and we decided. Well, me and one of my friends had a week prior to that had gone to a pizza place with another friend of ours, and we had decided to mix olive oil with like cheese and salt and stuff, and it kind of made this like goo. It was nasty, but so fast forward to a week later with me at my house, me the friend who went to the pizza place with me and my other friend who lives across the street, she's the one whose parents have all the mason and all the glass bottle jugs. So 3 of us are at my house, and me and the friend that went to the pizza place, we're gonna try to make that same olive oil and cheese and salt and whatever else we put in it, that concoction, to show our other friend.
No.
And so we get some olive oil, we get all the like stuff that we need, all the stuff we think we're gonna need. We get like a saucepan. We got a little saucepan. We put it on the stove. We kind of put all the stuff in it, and it's not really turning out the way that we thought it would. It's not looking completely like olive oil with cheese in it. It's kind of looking like dog sick. So we're like, okay, screw it. Let's just get all of the expired food in my pantry and in my fridge. And clean it out and put it in this pan and just like make a concoction. Obviously don't eat it because that is pretty toxic. That's definitely going to make you end up in the hospital and probably die. Definitely don't eat it, but just like make it just to clean up the pantry, get all the expired stuff out, and I don't know, just have fun with it. So, and I've got photos somewhere. We'll try to find them. I don't know if you guys want to see this, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. So, yeah,
Oh.
bear with me. But so we get everything from hot sauce to, and that's actually how we got the name for it. We call this concoction Sally because we got a bottle of hot sauce. I don't know if you get this in Ohio, and I don't know if anyone else gets this wherever you guys live, but um, there's there's a brand of hot sauce called Kick My Ass and Call Me Sally, and it is incredibly hot sauce. And so we put a few drops of that um, in the concoction with like baking soda and like expired olives and like expired cheese and just all this stuff. Threw it all in there, like expired milk and like just
Oh no!
um getting close to a photo of it. Here we go. Um yeah, here we go. Here's basically
Oh no! That's disturbing to say
yeah,
the least.
yeah. So I mean, so I know this definitely is not what Christy was thinking of when she asked that question, but the inspiration for that was trying to make that olive oil and cheese concoction again for other friends, trying to like replicate that and trying to make that again, and then ultimately failing and making what you just saw. So there we go, Christy. Yeah, I know that's definitely not what you were thinking of, but that is my answer because that's really the only somewhat food-ish thing that I have come up with myself. Yeah. So there we go.
Well, I know you also done you done a few things through. Well, I guess that's not really answer. Well, is it? I say you done some of the stuff from James May's cooking show. He done.
Yeah. I mean, but
Uh,
that's like. I mean, yes, I've done that, but that's not
I guess
like
it's more
my own
cop.
creation. It's kind of me trying to see if I can make what he's already made. So
Yeah, that's more copycat.
it's fun though. I love that, and I've been slacking on that a bit. I'm gonna try to get back on that. But yeah, that was fun too. So
On that one, I gotta kind of agree. I think a lot of mine is just imagination. I just, come up with stuff. Sometimes I do it completely unintentionally. That's the reason the shawarma burger happened.
yeah,
I went to go get chicken and I stood there with a package of ground beef going, burger! It just happens. I do watch a lot of cooking stuff. You do mostly people who do weird things. I've brought up before. I watch like Sam the Cooking Guy. I just he's funny. And Emmy Made in Japan. I think now it's just Emmy Made, but anyway, I watch her, and there's Mikey Chin and a bunch of the others, and Strictly Dumpling. And sometimes I'll just see them make something, and uh, I don't necessarily think, you know what, I'm gonna copy what they done. I see them make something or eat something, and I'm like, I could do that differently. And then the brain starts, well, what I change would be this, and I would do it like this instead. And often, sometimes that's what happens. Most likely, a lot of it's just pure imagination, just running with
yeah,
something, getting outside the box. A lot of times, just what can I do that's just different, just different. So
yeah. It's fun, just kind of playing around with things, seeing what you can come up with, and if it's
yeah.
bad, then you try again. But if it's good, you're like, hey, look, I made something.
A lot of my stuff on FoodTribe has been that. It's been completely accidental that I found out, hey, this is fantastic. That eight the apple bacon jalapeno jam I made was fantastic. I had seen somebody make a version of it, and I thought, you know what, I can make that better. And I don't think they used apple though, and maybe they did. Now I don't remember. And I changed it around quite a bit, and I tell you what, that stuff is amazing.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you got a little bit of spice from the jalapeno. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
garlic, onions, bacon, and then the sweetness of the apple. Oh man, it's amazing. Love it. Dare I say the Sir Juicy John burger? And tribute to our friend John Coleman. Went out on a limb, completely experimental, and made a Juicy Lucy burger, but it was stuffed with American cheese and Swiss cheese and chorizo, 2 different kinds of chorizo and all that. I mean, man, that thing's good. It's heavy. It's probably a heart attack waiting to happen, but my God, that was good. It's really good. So yeah, just stupid creative stuff. Just thinking things and thinking, ooh, I wonder what that would taste like, and not being afraid to try it is I think one of the greatest inspirations you can have is just imagination. So I don't know how this will relate, but honestly, I can't even remember who asked this one. So there again, I'm sorry. What food or meal intimidates you to fix?
Intimidates me to fix? Like, make it or like make it and change it?
No, just to prepare it.
Just to make it? Okay. Well, there's a number of things that James May has made that obviously I have already made. On that, I think my favorite one was that peanut butter apple honey sandwich on it. That was delicious. But something else I've seen, actually, I've seen a lot of the international hamburgers they've been making. I've been wanting to try a few of those because especially that So Juicy John one you made, that chorizo and the cheese and all that, it just sounds delicious. So those few things I've been looking at like, that looks quite good. But something else that actually I think also intimidates my mom to make is actually last night we went out to eat and we got this to die for, what they called a Texas country fruit. It's basically a fruit salad with tomatoes, pesto, and a bit of cucumber and some balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
So good. I didn't get a photo of it, but it was so good. You put pesto on the bottom of the plate, then you put watermelon, cherry tomatoes, thinly sliced cucumber, and then like big slices of tomato. And then you drizzle it with coarse sea salt and balsamic vinegar. Oh, wow. So good.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd either go really good or kind of badly. But yeah.
Well, my mom did try to make it once, and it didn't go so well because she put too much pesto, and she like mixed it in instead of having it as the base. But I think the trick is putting it on the bottom of the plate, having that like base flavor, and then adding stuff on top. It's so good. Yeah. So there's actually quite a few things I've been intimidated to try to make. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's just part of, with anything, it's when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, especially if it's certain things you're used to. Things that intimidate me cooking wise is anything baking. I'm not a baker because I have found now my wife likes to bake and she's really good at it. But to me, baking is more of a science kind of thing. Your measurements have to be just right. Everything has to be kind of, just right all the time. And I'm not that kind of person. I just I wing it a lot and just see what happens. I ain't gonna lie, I was intimidated by sous vide before I had started it. Caravan Larry and my boy John Battersby was, trying to get me to do it. And of course, there again, it's stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new. And I thought, I don't want to do that. Why would I want to do that? And of course, everybody knows when I started the whole journey into sous vide cooking, it was that I'm going to electrocute myself. I know I am, because You don't stick electronic devices with heating elements in them in water and then plug it in. It's like throwing a toaster in the bathtub. It just don't seem like it's going to end well. But now that I've done it, I'm fine with it. But anything baking wise, anything outside my comfort zone is intimidating.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a number of things that I've already made. That like I didn't even get from FoodTribes or anything. Like there's a number of cakes I've made, and again going back to baking, that I was like, I've seen the photo of it. I'm like, how am I going to make that? Like, there's just no way. And like some of the James May sandwiches, I'm like, spam sandwich? How am I gonna make that taste good? Like,
Don't.
and yeah, like I mean, some of them I was intimidated, and it ended up being okay. Like that apple and honey sandwich. But other ones, I'm like, huh? Like,
Well,
how in the heck? Yeah.
I'm getting ready to start I guess you could say, challenge-ish. Jane had posted a thing about Emmy, which I had seen the video, but Jane Fife posted it on FoodTribe about the whole mustard and watermelon. And when I watched the video when I watched Emmy's video, because that's how I knew about it first, I thought, why in the world would you put mustard on watermelon? That seems so disturbing to me.
Yeah. It's like putting mayonnaise on cucumber. Like, what?
Yeah. Why would you do that? Type thing. But anyway, Jane had posted a thing on FoodTribe about it, and I thought, you know what? I'm tempted to try it. And just because it is so wild, it is so different, and as I've said many times, I'm not afraid to try anything really, except crickets. Anyway, I keep saying that.
And cockroaches for me.
Yeah.
Any kind of insects. Nah. Yeah.
No, I don't care what John Coleman says. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, I was watching this and I thought, you know what, that would be a fun post. And then Darren Parsons actually done a post where he tried it with a whole grain mustard. You're supposed to do it with just plain yellow French's mustard, but he done it with a whole grain. And he ate a bit of it, and he said, it's really not as bad as you would think, at least with whole grain mustard. Well, that got me thinking because I like Darren. Me and Darren get along pretty well. And I thought, well, dude, if you was willing to try it, then I'm definitely, game for it. So probably before this goes up, I've already done it. That's how videos work, y'all. That's just time frame. Anyway, so I'm going to do it with the gauntlet of plain yellow French's mustard, a whole grain mustard, and I got a really good honey mustard in there, which actually I'm holding out the most hope for because it's a really sweet, more honey than it is a mustard. So I'm hoping that works. So yeah, probably by the time y'all watching this, it's probably already been posted. If it hasn't, might mean it went terribly wrong. I don't know. But yeah, so even just trying certain things sometimes is intimidating. It's just like, oh, do I really want to eat that? So
yeah. Spam.
No, I ain't eating spam no more unless my life better be in a bad way. I'm
gonna be like one of those tragically homeless children in like India whose both parents have like died of like disease. I'm gonna be in like some war chicken country, homeless on the side of the street before I eat spam or like any blue cheese. No offense, but blue cheese, like anything like that. Just like, nope, I'm good.
Yep, that's about me. It's going to have to be the zombie apocalypse. All food has done rotted except spam because it lasts forever.
I've eaten all my beans and all my slices of pizza.
Yeah.
All my nice blocks of cheddar cheese. And then I'll get to the nasty stuff.
Yeah, and everybody on FoodTribe and a lot of them know I'm a hunter anyway, so there's a lot of critters out there walking around. So I'll make it.
Yeah. You'll go out there with your gun. You go shoot a, I don't know, bison or something. Or
we got
deer.
whitetail and deer or whitetail deer. There's squirrels.
Deer,
There's all
there we
kinds.
go. You'll be fine. I won't, because I know the square root of Jack about how to hunt and like cook an animal. So
It's really not that hard. I could teach you once, and you could do anything really. It's pretty simple. Most of it is just getting past the mental part of it, I guess.
yeah.
Quick note though is I've been doing it since I was literally a wee child. Every hunting season we have here. I mean, literally, this sounds a bit rough, y'all. I'm sorry for any sensitive ears out there that's about to hear this, but fact was, when I was of the age, I was strong enough to pick up the gut bucket and go dump it. That was my job. So probably around the time I was 3-4 years old, I helped process them. So, and one of the first jobs you do is gut bucket. And if anything don't make it in the gut bucket, put it in the bucket. And then when the bucket gets full, which at my case, I was too little, so I couldn't fill it all the way up because I couldn't carry it. So I would fill it part way and then go dump it and then come back, fill it, go dump it. That was my job. Everybody had a job and that was mine. So, and then as I got older, it become, peeling and that business. So the whole process, but it's really not that bad. Once you get into it, you get past the mental part, I guess. To me, I never had that because I got thrown into it at such a young age. But if you've never done it, if you can get past that, it's really not that hard, because you think of it as food. You don't think of it as anything else. So it's a bit tedious, but it can happen. So I guess if anybody out there who's watching this is interested in me, telling about that kind of thing, let me know. I'll gladly make a podcast, even if it's on my own.
A hunting special, yeah.
Talking about processing animals. There is quite a few people on FoodTribe who do it. We don't talk about it much because it's a sensitive subject. Anyway, you got to be kind of careful with the sensitive people out there. To us, it's just a lifestyle. It's just, it's just what we've done. So it's just part of who we are. Now, unless it's like a Resident Evil kind of infection where the animals get the disease too, where you can't eat them because they're diseased, then look, as long as it ain't nothing like that, your boy gonna be all right. I'll make it. I don't have to eat Spam. Okay. There's other stuff out there.
Yeah. Those squirrels and mice and stuff before you eat Spam.
No, I ain't the mice. That's a pair of bugs, boy.
Oh,
look,
okay.
we got ducks and geese and squirrels and deer. There's all kinds of stuff. There's rabbits. I'll eat all that. Anyway, to get it, there's all kinds. Where I live in Ohio, there's a lot of farms. So there's pigs and chickens and cows everywhere. So, in fact, I got a chicken coop right up the street. That's good. Anyway, we'll skip past that. We'll get on to a more friendly, vibrant,
PG subject.
Yeah, we'll get past this. Yeah, we'll get past it. I know my friend Zara would love to know because it's one of the things that she really likes to hear people talk about. Is what is I guess your general impression? What is it you do like about FoodTribe? What do you think about FoodTribe?
Well, to be honest, there's not a lot to dislike about FoodTribe. There's a lot of things I like about it. Great people who know a lot about food, curious about food, and I just love trying new things. And it's just kind of sounds like a family style community type thing, because everyone I think has the same general goal, or kind of yeah, I guess the same general goal and like reason for being on FoodTribe. Like, we all love food. We all love trying new foods, experimenting with food, making new food, um, and we all love joking about it and kind of posting photos of it. So I like that kind of like-mindedness and how everyone just kind of yeah, it's a nice community, and yeah. I may not be articulating it quite as well as I was planning on it, but yeah, that's the gist of it. You know, it's everyone's just very friendly, very helpful, very creative. Yeah, it's a fun place to be. Yeah.
You know, I talk about it all the time, so I won't have to go into depth on that. FoodTribe is a very special place. I gotta say it is a very different kind of I don't even like calling it a social media site. I've said that before, because like you said, it is almost a family. We stick close together, you know, with each other. Okay, I'm going to do a quick comparison to DriveTribe because, like, well, it's just easy to do. You know, there is a community of people who love cars, anything car related. You know, and now it's grown into boats and airplanes and wristwatches, and it's just DriveTribe's become a beast of a place. But in that, you know, even though everybody's kind of united over cars, we'll stick to the car part of it. You still get those who hate, you know, I don't like Ford, you know, and they're horrible and they're god awful, and you know,
I know a few people like that.
yeah, name a few. You
And
know,
a few people that dislike Chevy, Nolan. I'm sorry, I'm brutal, but I'm gonna call you out because I think you're being a little bit childish. That's it. Yeah.
I think I'm Nolan. I like Nolan. Well, I like Nolan. Don't get me wrong, Nolan, my boy. But then there's the fanboys of certain. I say fanboys, you know, I don't mean that, but anyway, of certain things. So you know, if it ain't a Ferrari, then it's a piece of junk, you know, type people.
Or like a Lamborghini or a McLaren.
Yeah, or you know, if it ain't a Vauxhall, it don't exist or something. I don't know. But with FoodTribe, that's not there. If you don't like a food, fine, cool, you know, and it's just kind of left to be. There's not that hard division. In fact, me and Zara was having a conversation literally when you texted me to see if, you know, we was ready to start this, and she was talking about, you know, her post, and she's scared to post it because she don't know if it's good enough. And I had to remind her. I was like, girl, it doesn't matter. I said, you know, everybody has absolutely loved everything you have put up. And I said, even your fail. I said, your fail done fantastically well. Everybody loved it. I said, you know, and that's the kind of love that FoodTribe has. And that's one of the things, you know, that I love about it the most is it is like that. It's more like family, like you said. It's your friends. It's where you go to, you know, with people you like, you get along with, and in a lot of cases have gotten to know. So it's a very different place, and it is hard to categorize because I don't know of any other, again, that social media stigma, but that's even close to it. Is that camaraderie that everybody's friendly, and that's the reason we have the unofficial welcoming committee. I mean, I still find that hilarious, and it warms my heart when, you know, someone new shows up and, you know, it's their very first post, and you go down in the comments and there's, oh my gosh, the list of people now is crazy, and it's all welcome to FoodTribe. If you need anything, if you want anything, you know, get a hold of us. Hope you enjoy it, you know, and it's just different. It really is, and that's the reason, you know, going on 2 years now, I'm still here. So, and the reason I'm doing this daggone podcasting.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a difference between FoodTribe and DriveTribe. And I love DriveTribe. I do. I don't want to sound like I don't like it, but there's definitely that there's less of a family feeling. Yeah, there's especially with newcomers to the site. I don't even know who's new on DriveTribe anymore, but whenever someone new pops up on FoodTribe, I know immediately. I'm like, yeah, because it's FoodTribe is an intimate, like, tight-knit community, and you know when someone new shows up, and you go, hey, you're new, welcome to the site, welcome to the family. But DriveTribe, these new people, they just get lost. And it's kind of sad because there's no one there that really like welcomes them and goes, "Hey, who knew? Welcome on. If you have any questions, just DM me or DM any of us." It's less of it. It's kind of a fend for yourself almost. Whereas FoodTribe was like, if you need help, feel free to ask literally anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to sound hard on DriveTribe. I don't. I'm on DriveTribe too. I've been there since day one. I love the thing, but it is two very different animals in their own right. FoodTribe's like being in your own backyard pool. You know it. It's nice. It's comfortable. You feel at home. DriveTribe is like jumping in the ocean. You just kind of you're out there and you're by yourself and you hope you don't drown. I mean, it's just
really, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
You don't know where to swim. You don't know where to go, and you hope you don't get eaten in the process.
Swept away. Yeah, swept away in a big tidal wave.
Yep. And it's very. I don't want to say intimidating, but it's easy to almost give up, So I feel for anybody brand new starting DriveTribe. I wish I could post over there like I do on FoodTribe, but honestly, I spend so much time on FoodTribe, I don't have much time for anything else. And now with this podcast,
it's like a second job. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to agree to that, but we kind of talked about that once before that, it kind of is. But unlike most jobs, I actually love doing this. I look forward to it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If you watched my last vlog, I admitted that I had to get away for a minute and just kind of defrag and get back to myself for a bit. Me and the wife took off and hid in the woods for a while, and just needed that moment of away. And I say that, and just like in the vlog, I admitted, yeah, I say I'm getting away, and then here I am walking around with a camera talking to everybody. But anyway, it's you can't completely escape it, but sometimes as I said in it, you got to close the laptop, put the phone down, hide the tablet, go out, look at nature, realize that hey, enjoy life. So
yeah.
So yeah, but no, we both love DriveTribe. We both love FoodTribe. Obviously, if you've not been to DriveTribe, please don't feel intimidated to go check it out. Go check it out. It's still a great place. It's a great place. It is. And if you love cars, there ain't no better place to be. There really isn't. And same as if you love food, if you're all into food, even if you don't cook, FoodTribe's the place to be for sure. So yeah. So cool. Well, Leila, unless you have anything more, I think we've covered just about everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you don't mind, I'll just do a quick plug for my own Fugo Jackson. There's a tribe on DriveTribe, so go check that out. Doug's going to be posting some great stuff about his whole extravaganza meeting Ken Block, getting to work alongside some very talented rally drivers and getting to spot some awesome cars. Go check that out. He'll be posting that up on the Fuel Injection Tribe on DriveTribe pretty soon. Of course, check out my profile and the Fuel Injection podcast on YouTube. And yeah, And of course, like, comment, subscribe. Doug is doing a great job here, so yeah.
I'm doing something anyway.
That's all you can do, just give it a shot.
Yeah, I try. I still think if somebody knew what they was doing, they could do it better, but I'm trying.
It's a learning process. You do it, you learn the process. You kind of say, hey, no, this could be done better. Let me improve this. So like, no, I think this is going pretty well. So I'm gonna keep it going. It's like those restaurants. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. And learn that some places have time limits on how long you can hold a video for. Okay. Anything else you want to plug or promote while you got a moment?
That's it. I'm good. It's been a pleasure coming on, Doug. Thanks for taking the time. Yeah.
It's always fun to have you on. You've been on a few of these now, and it's always fun. I love talking to all y'all, and I talk to, as a lot of you guys know, I talk to Leila quite a bit actually. We between the podcast we do and everything, and it's always fun. I always look forward to them. So, and I guess I gotta, as always, I thank you for getting me into this.
Yeah, I mean, it takes initiative. I mean, I suggested it, but you were the one who said, yeah, well, okay, I'm actually gonna go do it. So kudos.
But did it.
Yeah.
But I did it. So once again, hey, thanks for getting this started. So people's been enjoying it, I got to say, and it's been doing well, and I appreciate the nudge to get into it. So cool.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and close this out. Go check Leila out on all the stuff she mentioned there. I hope y'all are having a great day. Stay wonderful. Stay positive, Food Tribe. And remember, I love y'all.